The International School of Prague is located in the Czech Republic, in the heart of Europe. We have over 800 students from about 50, 60 different countries and cultures, and the school is about 60 years old. My name is Ann Light. I'm the Mandarin Chinese teacher here at the International School of Prague. And I teach elementary, middle, and upper school students, including IB students who are going through the Ab Initio program this year.
很好，早上好，很好，马年快乐。
What I like about the approaches to teaching and the approaches to learning is that it's student-centered and deals with thinking skills and learning skills that are age-appropriate for teenagers. In today's Mandarin Ab Initio cooking lesson, the students will be wrapping and cooking Chinese dumplings as part of our Chinese Spring Festival Lunar New Year celebrations. They're going to go through visible thinking routines, practicing some metacognition techniques, and they're going to use the skills and knowledge and the content that they practice in today's lesson and transfer it to other performance assessment tasks that they will do next week.
So today we're going to do a Chinese Spring Festival cooking lesson, and we have several activities. We only have a little bit more than an hour, so we're going to have a lot to do. So you guys should either be wrapping, cooking, speaking in Chinese, or showing your thinking on these posters. And the idea of putting your ideas on the paper is called visible thinking, which means making your thinking visible. And you guys have done that a lot with Google Docs already, where when you make your ideas visible to your classmates, then you can feed off each other and piggyback ideas off of each other. Okay, so right now we're going to move to the table and we're going to explain how to wrap the dumplings. And as you wrap, you can, throughout the lesson, come and add sticky notes. So please keep adding sticky notes throughout the lesson. So there's meat and veg, I think.
I think the teacher today used a lot of techniques to make the lesson effective. I think that the interactive learning was really effective in that we sort of were given our own time to put up phrases of what ingredients we were using and what techniques. And then I think even when we were making the dumplings, she would ask us questions like, does your country make dumplings? Oh, they don't? Do you like dumplings? You know, to get us to speak Chinese while we're making the dumplings. And I think it's like kinetic learning almost, and it's more interactive, and you know, sometimes just sitting behind a desk it's a little mundane, so it makes it a more applicable way to learn Chinese, I guess.
There's the fun part to it because you're doing something that you're not used to doing, but there was also, she took a lot of time to stick all the vocabulary around where we were cooking, so even when you're cooking you have all these Chinese characters that are around you, and she was always making us practice. And then she also printed a lot of worksheets so that we can later on go home and practice what we did in class and highlight what we learned and just memorize the characters better.
So in today's lesson, the students, as they were wrapping and cooking and eating, they were also thinking about different things that they wrote on pieces of paper and put on the visible thinking chart. One was grouping vocabulary words, which will help them in their next performance assessment task that they will do. Also, I asked the students to step inside what they think it might be like to be a Chinese chef.
We've talked a little bit about how different Chinese culture is from, for example, European culture or American culture.
So by doing that, they were comparing and contrasting Chinese cooking, Chinese festival food cooking in particular, with something in their own culture.
I really liked how we got to see at the end when she did the cultural differences that we had. That was a lot of fun, just to think about Chinese culture compared to American culture or French culture.
That's what you would see all the time in China with young people, is this very proactive gesture to go and help someone.
It was a good lesson, a good interactive lesson to get us to think about Chinese, and we get food, so who doesn't like that?
By making one student's thinking visible, other students can get their own ideas and piggyback and build on each other's ideas. I think this can be transferred within any kind of content area, learning area, discipline, subject. And I think it's a really important strategy to help students prepare for collaboration in the 21st century.